wants to be king!
Welcome back to the War Room. We're 6 days into New Year, New Me. The lie that so many people tell each other at the turning of a new year, the opening of a new calendar. And I've never subscribed to making New Year's resolutions. I find it rather silly to wait 365 days to make changes that, for all intents and purposes, I know need to be made right now. It's just another silly tradition that we have. You know, when I started thinking about that, though, as a young man, with some of the messages that I've gotten since I released the deleted boys video, it made me start thinking about what resolution would young men have today to what would be their motivation to change? What would be their inspiration to try to build themselves into better men? And I started trying to chew on that, and I realized I really do not envy the youth of today, because the way things have gotten, the place that boys are and men, I mean, if you're really honest about it, it's a place of quiet desperation. And in a society that's chipped away everything that once had value as men and given it to women and Decepticons and anybody else who will inevitably tear up our culture and destroy our nation, it's really easy to understand why there's so much despair and so much, I don't know, I guess misery amongst the male population. And, you know, I talk a lot with the young men and the older guys that make up my sphere of influence. And the culture that we live in has affected everyone from the youngest to the oldest. But I think we all view it in a different perspective. But there's one common thread that I have learned that is a common lie that the male species tells themselves and to one another. I would say, especially in today's culture that we have, it's probably the biggest lie that men tell. And that lie is, I'm good, man. I'm okay. You know, I've come across so many guys that I've had a lot of respect for before I learned the details of their life, before I learned what made them who and what they were. And it's never failed to amaze me at how these men have completely hidden the things that made them, that hurt them so deeply, the things that made them into the warriors and sometimes the monsters that they had become. And some of them I've known for decades. And once I really tore the layers off the onion and started looking at the common thread, the commonalities in the men of my generation as well as those in the new generation, is the lie that I'm good, I'm okay. You know, we have been raised, especially us old school cats, we've been raised in a culture that tells boys that we're supposed to, you know, just put some dirt on it and don't have any feelings about anything. Just bite down on your mouthpiece and get back in the game. And I agree with that. That is the way that I've lived my life. That's the way that I raised my son. That's what I give to the young warriors that I train. That's the tool that I give them the most, is resilience. The resilience and the willingness to get back in the fight when it hurts. But I also give them room and give them space to be human. And a lot of times, especially when we have a culture that don't have fathers, young boys come up and they don't know how to deal with the feelings that they have. And I think that that's probably the reason why we've got so much self-deletion across the sphere of men, because so many men go through life just pretending to be okay, pretending to have a grip on things, and pretending to know where they're going. And when your life is built around pretending, eventually you break, eventually you crumble, and inevitably you fail. So this video, I want to make it really short. I've gotten some messages from some guys, and I'm very thankful for you guys sharing your stories with me. But it's really hammered home the message and the purpose that I'm here to serve. And that's to tell you, men, that you have a meaning here. You came here to do something. You came here to do something and leave a mark. I don't believe you just came here to suffer and then delete yourself. What I would say to any man, no matter how you feel about yourself, no matter what mask you put on for the exterior world to witness, no matter who you pretend to be, if you're telling this lie, if you're telling this lie to the world, and on the inside you're truly not okay, find a man somewhere that you respect, and let that man know how you feel. Let that man know what you're going through. Talk to someone. You don't have to be okay all the time. None of us are okay all the time. And even the hardest warrior cries sometimes. We're human beings. We're human beings, and nobody is anything all the time. It's okay to hurt, but it's not okay to stay in that hurt. It's not okay to hide your pain to the point where you no longer see a purpose in living this life. Life is a gift. And I know so many men and women who would gladly take your place, no matter what it is you're going through, no matter how hard it is, no matter what kind of resistance you come up against. Understand that on the other side of that resistance is something that's going to pay out good for you. On the other side of pain is always improvement. On the other side of going through the shit, there's always something better. And I've come to find out in my own life, sometimes these obstacles, sometimes these trials, sometimes these circumstances that make us feel exasperated, exhausted, hopeless, these are just training tools. These are just the tools that God has given you to make you into the man that you came here to be. You don't have to be okay all the time, gentlemen. Find someone that you trust. If you've got something in your soul that's weighing you down, if you've got something in your soul that makes you want to check out and not be here anymore, find someone that you trust. Find someone that you trust and let them know that you're not okay. Out.